What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Horror, this is Ethan Horror, and today we are finally looking at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. You guys are probably wondering why it took me so long to, rank one of the biggest horror franchises of all time. It's because these movies suck. There's no way to put it lightly. These movies suck. That's it. But I finally, after a couple of years, watched all 9 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Ooh, this is a rough ranking, I'll tell you that much. It might be, I guess, never mind. I was gonna say it might be the most rough ranking, but I ranked Evil Bong, so second most rough ranking I've ever done. It was difficult because they're all terrible. So, let's just get into it.
I want to play a game. Here's Johnny.
At number 9, it's honestly sad that this wasn't like a clear-cut number 9, but we do have Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Renee Zellweger's in this, as well as Matthew McConaughey. This movie sucks. Like, not only is it just a horrible movie, it doesn't try anything new. At all. Like, even a little bit. They just do everything that every other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie has done. And you'll notice that there's a theme with these movies. They just do the exact same thing every time and expect it to work. Obviously, it's not going to work if you just do the same thing every time. So what if you try to make it a little bit more insane? You get some better actors? I mean, they weren't really that well known at the time, but, like, what were they thinking? They just did the same movie again. But not as, I mean, I guess there is a little bit of an entertainment value, like a tiny bit with Matthew McConaughey's performance. But otherwise, there's nothing here. I mean, Renee Zellweger is just a basic final girl. The family dynamic with the Sawyers is just weird at this point. There's characters that we've never even heard of or seen before. Like, it's just, I mean, Leatherface is barely in it. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Coming in at number 8, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Leatherface. Or maybe Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Either way, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. And I'll give you one guess onto why it's this low. That's right, it does the exact same thing as every other movie in the franchise. The final girl, better. The other guy, I forgot his name, better. He's the best part of the movie, honestly. There's a golden chainsaw in this, that's pretty cool. But otherwise, there's nothing. There is zero good or creative kills to even make it a little bit fun. Leatherface is just a basic slasher villain at this point. Again, they're just introducing random characters that we've never seen before as the Sawyer family. And it's just bad. Like, it's so boring. I kid you not. At least 20 minutes of the runtime is just characters running through the woods. Like, It is boring, repetitive, and just nothing. Now we're actually at like somewhat watchable movies. Number 7 is going to be Leatherface. Not Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. We just talked about this one. This is Leatherface 2017. The prequel to the second remake. There's 3 remakes. 5 if you include the prequels. So this franchise is just weird. But this is the prequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D. This is the origin story of Leatherface. It's fine. I'll give you one really, really good thing about this movie. Do you know what it doesn't do?
The exact same thing as every other movie in the franchise.
It's the only one that doesn't do that. I guess we'll talk about another one coming up here soon that doesn't do the exact same thing. But it's a completely new story that isn't just people get attacked by the Sawyers, they get killed by the Sawyers, there's a big dinner scene, and then Leatherface chases them. There's an actual story, and it's a road trip story with these characters going on the road. One of them, is eventually going to end up being Leatherface, but there's literally only 2 options, and one of them is such an obvious red herring that it physically cannot be that guy. So it's very obvious to tell who Leatherface is going to be at the end. But still, I found some enjoyable parts of it. The kills weren't that great. I don't think this movie is necessary to exist at all, but it had some entertainment value because it's actually something different. Coming in at number 6 is the 3rd Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. This movie is not as bad as people make it out to be. It's bad, I understand that, but it is no worse than any other movie in this franchise. It is watchable, slasher, it's not good. I'll admit that, but it's not that bad. I mean, especially when you look at some of the other movies in this franchise, it's actually pretty good compared to them. But it's still not a good movie. It's a slasher movie. It's got some fun moments. It's got some great kills. It's got some gore in here. This is one of the goriest Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. I hate the Sally storyline where she comes back. Absolutely despise that part. I don't like that Leatherface is kind of just any other slasher villain now. Leatherface had some personality in the original ones. He's just a bulking killer now with the chainsaw. But a lot of people are complaining about how horrible the characters are. I mean, have you seen any other slasher movie? Characters aren't very good. I'll tell you that, and I'm a huge defender of Friday the 13th. That's coming from me. They're not supposed to be people you really love, because in the end you're gonna see them die. So you just want to have fun with it. And this has some good kills, and you don't like the characters, but guess what? They all get killed by the end, so it's fine. Just a watchable remake for what it's worth, I guess. Coming in at number 5. This one pisses me off. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. I'll give you a yes. See if you can figure out why this movie's low. Because it's the exact same movie. Again. It's just the exact same thing again. Why do they not do an original thing? It's a prequel to the 2003 remake that is completely unnecessary. It's there to just explain to you all the weird things from the remake, like how this guy lost his legs, how Leatherface came to be. We pretty much already knew how Leatherface came to be. The only, good part is you get more of the sheriff, or the cop, whatever. He is a great villain. Great villain. But I would have liked to see a little bit more Leatherface in this one, as well as, him get... I mean, you know that he survives the remake. You know that he survives this because he's in the remake. So you know he survives, which sucks so bad because you hate him so bad. But you know he survives. That it just takes away all of this. Like you know you're not going to get to see these villains get what's coming to them, and you know that these characters aren't going to make it because by the time the remake comes, no one knows about the Sawyers. So you know all these characters are going to die. And that makes it really anticlimactic when you get this really good final girl getting through all this scenario, you know, what they do in every other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and she's about to escape, and then she dies. So, like, it just feels anticlimactic to do that. And this movie is just unnecessary. It shouldn't exist. It genuinely should not exist. Coming in at number 4, we have the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. That is 2003. It's 2003. 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. It's fine. That's really all I have to say about it is it's fine. I mean, compared to the rest of the franchise, it's a masterpiece, but it is still not a movie that I love. Not a movie that I'd probably ever rewatch. If I were to rewatch one, I'd rewatch the original. It's just kind of the same thing again. I wish it was something different, but it's just not. And it's more gory because, you know, Saw hadn't come out at that point. It's more gory, but it's not as disgusting as the beginning, which I didn't mention. The beginning is very gross. It's like the opening scene is disgusting and it just never lets up. This one's not as disgusting. It's just a little bit more brutal, a little bit more gory. That scene when his hands are running against the wall and his fingernails snap out, that one always gets me. It's scary, I guess. It's probably the scariest Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie besides the original, and there's just not really much else. Coming in at number 3, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. These top 3, I actually enjoy. It is possible for them to make movies I do enjoy. I'm not going to hate on the whole franchise. Just most of it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is an enjoyable movie. I like the comedy aspect of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I like what they did with it. With that being said, I still prefer the original, the scary version. But, I mean, you can't replicate that original film. So going full comedy was honestly the right choice. But they just didn't do it again for the rest of the franchise. So it kind of feels a little out of place. But, I mean, you got Chop Top in here. I love Chop Top. You get Stretch. Love Stretch. You get Leatherface back again. Love Leatherface. You get... Leatherface is really, really good in this one. I really like Leatherface. He gets a lot of personality. I just think it's a solid follow-up to the original film while completely changing the tone. Yeah. That's all I have to say. I mean, at number 2. Yes, this is controversial. No, I do not care. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D. This is the second remake, and I don't know, is it really, I think it's a sequel to the original, I think so. I think it's a sequel to the original. It's a requel, I think, like a remake sequel. I really don't know. This franchise is so messed up. I actually kind of like this movie because, for one, they do something new. They don't just do the same plot again. For 2, it's fun because it's completely just a hot mess. So I like hot mess movies, especially Texas Chainsaw Massacre. At that point in the franchise, I'm just looking for something. And it was a hot mess, and I enjoyed myself. It's like revealed that like the baby from the first one is actually Alexander Daddario, which that timeline just doesn't make sense to me, but maybe I'm wrong. And, you know, a lot of people hate the... Roll the clip.
Do your thing, cuz.
A lot of people hate that part. I thought it was funny, okay? I thought it was funny. I mean, I'm sure it was meant to be like a really, like, triumphant moment, But to me, I thought it was funny, and it honestly added to my entertainment of the movie. Like, that she's teaming up with Leatherface. I thought that was funny, okay? It's kind of like just a more comedic version of the lady teaming up with the Predator in Alien vs. Predator. So, I got a kick out of this movie, and honestly, it's not good, but there's so much entertainment value here, especially for me. I just love it. And coming in at number 1, the only good movie in this entire franchise, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original from 1974. We're finally here. We're finally to the good movie. It's got some scary moments. It genuinely has some good scares. The Leatherface in the cornfield, the door slamming. Those are 2 of the scariest moments of the franchise. It's got some iconic shots. It's got, an iconic villain. Even the hitchhiker, I think, is pretty good, pretty iconic. The cook, he's not in it as much, but I do like the family in this original film. It has the best dinner scene out of the 15 times they do it in this franchise. Easily the best. I love Grandpa Sawyer. They never, ever see Grandpa again. Actually, in the second one we do, but after that, they never try to do it again for some reason. But I thought that was always a dark comedy element to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, and it's played for complete comedy in the second one, so I think that has always worked out for me. Sally Hardesty is a great final girl. She's not really, like, as much of a badass as you'd expect. She just kind of happens to be the person who survives at the end. That ending scene, obviously, where Leatherface is spinning around with the chainsaw and Sally's riding off on the truck. I love that. That's probably my second favorite part of the movie, behind Leatherface slamming that door shut. It's got some brutal kills that, aren't as gory as you'd expect, because, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you're like, oh, that's the super gory franchise. It is, just not the original, which is weird, but it's the stuff you don't see that really is brutal, like when he hangs I think it's a girl, up on the meat hook. It's just gets under your skin. I'll defend this movie until the day I die. I genuinely think Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a great movie, and I don't know why people are starting to, like, not like it. I mean, I get it. As from, like, a critic standpoint, it's not, like, a great movie, but from a horror movie standpoint, it's pretty freaking good, and I think it is easily the number 1 of this franchise. And that is going to be it for today's video. Remember, if you did enjoy, make sure to hit like and subscribe so I know you can see more videos like it. Otherwise, comment down below your own Texas Chainsaw Massacre ranking or some more video ideas for me. This is going to be a really long video because I don't usually talk this much about these movies, but I guess we're going to have a long Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie ranking. Evil Bong is another long video. Like, those movies are so bad, I just have so much to say about them, so maybe that's what's happening here again, but I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully, it's with an actually good franchise. So that means no, I will not be doing Hellraiser, and no, I will not be doing Wrong Turn, because I don't want to watch those movies right now. I've seen 4 Hellraiser movies, and I already know I hate the franchise. I've seen 1 Wrong Turn movie, and I don't want to watch the rest. So no, those will not be the next franchises. I'm thinking maybe VHS, because I've already seen the first 2, and maybe, what was the other one I was thinking? Maybe Jaws, because that has 4 movies, and I might be able to make a video on it. But otherwise, you can suggest some franchises down in the comments, but I will not be doing Hellraiser or Wrong Turn, at least for a while. So, just put that out there. See you guys next time.